Okay, we're hot.
Do you even know what podcast this is?
I believe it is podcast 39.
But you don't know.
I'm not 100%, no. That would be like 95%.
95%. Why not 96? Why do you automatically default to 95?
Because that's a more rounded number. My technical specs aren't that good
What's
to
the
go to
name of this
96.
podcast episode going to be? Catfish and chamomile?
I don't know.
Or do you like kitty cats and chamomile?
You just brought up the catfish thing. I thought it was Baby Shark Week.
Bullfrogs and butterflies. They've both been born again. You like that song?
That was pretty good.
You know that song? It's a churchy song.
I do not know Bullfrogs and Butterflies.
It's a record. It's very... looking at it as an adult, because it was a Christian record sold from the church, but looking at it as an adult, it's kind of psychedelic. Like, I think maybe those bullfrogs were taking acid and fucking those dragonflies. I think that's really what was going on, because the preacher, he was probably touching those little kids.
Maybe.
It's 5:06. It's February the 13th on Wednesday, episode 39. What do we want to talk about? Has today gone fast or slow? I feel like I haven't gotten a fucking thing done today, but I feel like the day's gone. The day is gone.
Yeah, days are technically
like I literally just right before we ate.
Yeah, we had a ton of stuff on the table though.
Right before we ate, I went and took a shower. Like I had not even showered since the gym today.
Yeah, I thought that was totally crazy. I had a full-on 5-minute conversation with Amanda about how she's not taking care of you because you're showering at not a shower time.
No.
You're gonna. I'll guarantee you're gonna feel like later on you're gonna be like, man, I need to take a shower. Or in the morning you're gonna wake up and go, fuck, I really need to take a shower.
What's really gonna fuck me up is I'm gonna wake up in the morning and I'm gonna be like,
oh yeah, the shave.
When the fuck did I shave? Why do I have no facial hair this morning? But the mayonnaise is really helping my shoulder.
Are you injecting that? Are you injecting that straight in, or are you?
I just have her rub it.
Heat.
It has to, because the mayonnaise is a good heat conductor, but it can't be that bullshit fucking.
You're using Miracle Whip?
No. Miracle Whip shouldn't even exist. Like Miracle Whip is the fucking the worst substance ever fucking invented. It's really for homeless people. Like if you're homeless, fucking Miracle Whip that motherfucker up.
Is Miracle Whip?
Hashtag don't be poor.
I take it back. Never mind. I was going to say, is Miracle Whip the one that is shelf stable? But they're all shelf stable now.
Yeah, probably because there's nothing real in them.
Yeah, because
it's not eggs and what it
they don't
used
put
to be, eggs and vinegar or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
That should really be. That's probably a good question. Like when we hire a person, like Miracle Whip or mayonnaise. I'll bet you every fucking bad employee we've ever had was a Miracle Whipper.
Maybe. I would think though. It seems to me, and I'm probably wrong. It seems to me that like Miracle Whip, like when I say Miracle Whip, I think
it sounds like it should be Quip, like it's got a Q in it.
I also think like 1980s. I feel like if
80s. I go back. I go back 60s,
but
70s.
I'm still saying I feel like if I asked that was my phone. Or maybe yours. If I asked our new guy.
He's
Miracle Whip. He's like, what? What do you do with Miracle Whip? I just feel like that. I feel like kids today would even call Miracle Whip mayonnaise.
I don't know, man. Our new guy, because he's like been up in Alaska and shit.
Oh yeah, he's probably seen it.
I feel like they're probably 40 years behind here. You know, like you go to like when you went from California to the Midwest, or you went from California to like the middle of nowhere, Arizona, or New Mexico, or any of those places,
or
right?
Tennessee.
Like when we came and visited Tennessee the first time, the movies were 6 months behind. Like the movies in the theater were already out 6 months ago in San Diego.
Yeah.
All right, we got a few things here.
I will say this though, we have a small movie theater in Waverly. It's
one seat.
It's a single theater movie theater. One screen. The theater.
It's usually playing like movies that have never been on in the movies.
Well, they're
playing movies of plays.
Well, no, it's very Christian orientated. So. If a PG-13 movie comes out,
they probably don't sell those hazardous devil drinks.
They'll
caffeine.
play that like the Lego 2 movie's playing there right now. But Joseph took his kids to the movie theater, and I'm like, oh, you went to the movie theater? What'd you think? He's like, oh my god, it was so cool. And I'm like, I mean, it's just a movie theater. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing. I mean,
but it's old school, right?
It's an old school movie theater. But he's like, it was so cool. And I go, what'd you like about it? He goes, man, the popcorn was only $3. I'm like,
Oh,
what?
shit.
He
That's
goes,
right. He's
he goes,
coming from
yeah.
Cali.
He goes, the last time I went to the movies and bought popcorn, it was $10 fucking bucks.
For
I'm like,
one popcorn.
Yeah, I'm like, welcome to the real world.
So they have some movie theaters. They have it used to be Carmike 20. I don't know what it's called now, but they have the Big D. It's a huge stadium with like faux leather seats, you know, big stadium seats. But on the other, they have built another theater on the theater, and it's only for it's not for the common folk.
Oh,
Like you go through, like there's a police officer, off-duty
Really?
officer, security over there, and it's all food. They serve sushi rolls,
oh, that's
fucking
cool.
pizzas
In the movie theater.
in the movie theater. You sit down.
I wonder if that's profitable. I guess it must be
It
because
has to be because they have fucking
theaters only
spent,
make.
they have spent a ton building these things, and they don't even seat a quarter of the fucking people the big ones do. But they come to your seat, you order, fucking they got their iPad shit.
Was the food expensive?
The food is very expensive.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But
Because
it's
that's
like
how they
they
make their
have-
money.
They got margaritas, they got fucking microbrewery, fucking any kind of drink you want. They had like 2 sushi rolls, 10 different desserts, sandwiches, hamburgers, and the food wasn't it was good food. They're building one right now in Jackson that's going to be one of those. So in Jackson, Tennessee, they have 2 movie theaters.
And you gotta
And
go to the right one.
And one of them is fucking nasty.
One of
Like
them
you
is-
will get fucking stains on your clothes.
I made the mistake of going because when I put in my GPS
Right.
when I was looking for a movie theater, the one that you've taken me to before doesn't even come up. It takes you to the one that's over by the
Right.
yeah
by
and
the
it's-
old Wingstop.
yeah by the old Wingstop, and it is it's an interesting movie theater. And I the thing about movie theaters.
They're dying.
They only make they are dying, but they only make money off of what you buy in there. They're not making any that ticket. They don't make a fucking dime off that ticket.
So like they're selling like fake candy and
Yeah,
shit.
they
It's
sell
not
like
even
fake
Hershey's.
candy and shit. It's funny.
But the bathrooms in there are so fucking nasty. Like I have been in county jail. I've been in county jails where people were pissing on the floor that were cleaner. Like literally those toilets, you could not fucking clean them. They have so much fucking, I guess it's calcification.
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, it is the most insane
Yeah.
shit.
And I went there. The time I went there, it was the first movie of the day, which means theoretically you would think that everything would be clean.
Nope.
It almost seemed like
They left it from the night before.
Everything was left from the night before. The popcorn, everything.
It's fucking crazy. So we got a few things going here. Enjoy your podcast and enjoy every single one of them. Anyway, heard in podcast 34 with Skully mentioned that his experience in Singapore. I didn't blow this up. That's why I'm having a hard time saying it. I'm from the Singapore military and totally know
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know
where
where
the
that's at.
place he's referring to. We do have occasional saltwater crocodiles swimming over from Malaysia to our shores, but they generally do not cause much of a concern to us. The warning signs are written in 4 common languages spoken in Singapore: English, Chinese, Malay, and Tamil. Tamil? I'm sure I'm killing that. Anyways, keep doing what you guys are doing. Rock on. Cheers, Martin. Martin, man, thank you.
Thanks for shouting out
Thanks
from Singapore.
Thanks for watching.
I totally. I always say this, but man, when I get home, I just don't have the energy to look for that stuff. I need to bring in the picture. I actually took a picture. Totally irrelevant, but a Marine that I had not seen in 10 years. I do not believe I had seen this Marine in 10 years. We get to the range. Once we got on the range and everything, this dude just comes fucking, walking up like, hey, what you guys doing? I heard snipers were here, and I'm like, what the fuck? But hadn't seen him in 10 years, so we took a picture in front of that sign, so pretty cool.
So you hadn't seen him in 10 years and he showed up there?
Yeah, hadn't seen him in 10, just, he was
Was
doing
he
different,
out or was he?
No, he was doing different things in the Marine Corps, and just hadn't seen him in 10 years, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm a logistics specialist now. I'm like,
The fuck does that?
how the fuck did that happen? But
a lot of guys retire over there? Like Thailand?
Well,
like the SEALs get out and they all go to fucking Thailand.
you find a lot if you're in Thailand,
Expats.
Australia, Hong Kong. I don't want to say Singapore, but probably Singapore too. Even Bali, a lot of expats, a lot of expats. I mean, like when I was in Thailand, they had
We should go to Bali.
We should go to Bali. The best steak I have ever had in my entire life. And Chef brings his A game. Like, he cooks some fucking good steaks. But the best steak I ever had was in Bali. And it was these expat Australian guys were shipping in beef from Australia and aging it. I want to say it was 28 days or whatever.
Country.
Yeah, they were shipping in beef, but it was fucking hilarious because we're in Bali and a little bit of a party town. But with my platoons, I like to keep everybody together. I kind of force them. I say, look, you can go out and do whatever you want the second night, but the first night the platoon stays together. And what I do is I push the edge of the envelope of fun. So we're going to do some cool shit. And the reason why that is because, you'll have one or two guys wander off the next day where they'll be like, oh, I'm going to go do something else. But then they'll always come back because they're like, man, we have more fun when we're together. And the goal, my ultimate goal was if you can keep them together, you can keep them out of trouble. Even though we did some stuff that we should have gotten in trouble for. But we hired this guy, total, like, imagine an Asian Jeff Spicoli. Like, I believe he was smoking pot on the car when we went out and talked to him. And we're like, hey, this is what we got. We got this many people. Because the first night we had to rent three vans, and it was kind of a fucking hassle to keep all the vans together. So I'm like, go out there. I'm like, look, this is what we need. We need a bus. If you can get us a bus, the next 5 days, we're yours.
You're our guy.
You're our guy. And so he got us this fucking bus. It was like about half the size of a school bus with a top and no side. So it was definitely a tourist bus. And man, the first day he took us to fucking every go-kart track they had in Bali. And then I'm like, hey, we want to go and have a really good dinner. Do you know a place? And he's like, I know just the place.
Are there crazy chicks in Bali like Thailand?
It's not like Thailand. It's different. I don't want to say they're more religious because they're very religious in Thailand, but where it's like where you can go to this street in Thailand and find they're not really doing that. You have to go to the clubs and stuff. So this guy we drive for an hour, like we're passing water buffaloes, we're driving through rice fields. I mean, I'm telling them
you're in Vietnam.
The other guys, I'm like, man, he's taking us to some place where there's some communists and he's going to turn us all over. We're going to be.
Good thing Hostel wasn't out back.
We're going to be on fucking CNN News for sure. We pull into this little village, not really big, and
Were you guys armed?
No, this is all libo. This is pure out in town having fun. We pull into this little village, and it's a shanty. The houses are hodgepodgely put together, and it looks like Mexico or any place in the Philippines. Sorry, I'm not downgrading you Philippines, but that's just the way it is. And
if Filipinos were so great, they wouldn't have fucking joined the Navy.
Yeah, that's true. We pull up to this place, and it looks like it looks like a shanty, really. And dude's like, that's the place. And so, one of my team leaders jumps out and he's like knocking on the door. And this guy opens, like half the wall just slides open. They got this whole wall on a slider. He opens it up and he sees us and he's like, can I help you? And, we're like, hey, we're here. There's 28 of us. And we were told this is the best place to eat in Bali. And he kind of looks at us and he's like, where are you from? And, American. And he's like, oh, come on in here. We go through that door. So he gets us all in there. He slides the shanty door closed, and then there's another door. Nice door.
So it's hidden.
Yeah, it's a nice door. It's like it's a nice door. Opens the door, and we go into this room, and it's like just imagine every pompous British movie that you've seen where there's leather chairs and leather couches.
So it's like a cigar lounge.
Yeah, like a total cigar lounge. It's all bound in books and shit. And there's like, I don't know, probably, I want to say at the time, there's probably 8 Australians in there. And they find out, they're like, oh, come on in. And they fucking make this card. They get the table out and they set it up and they bring us these steaks. And I am telling you, these fucking steaks were so good that so that was on the third day. 4 days in a row, we went back there. Everybody was like, I'm like, what are we going to do tonight? And everybody unanimously, we have to go back and get those steaks. I hope that place is still there. They had some uprest. They had some uprisings in Bali, but man, those fucking steaks were so good, and those Australians were so, just so nice and so welcoming. It was pretty awesome. But they were all expats too.
Do you remember at the Del Mar Gun Show, there was always a booth that had tons of carved wood. Like wooden, big monitor lizards and eagles and
eagles, yeah.
All that wood comes from Bali.
Yeah, Bali.
So I want to go over and have them carve I want a zoo. Like, I would rather have it like out of fucking bronze or copper, but it's kind of out of the realm right now to have all that shit custom made. But we could go to Bali and we could get an elephant and a lion and a tiger. We could get all those fucking animals and have a wooden zoo.
The platoon commander I had at that time, my platoon commander, he was a...
have him carve a bunch of mannequins for us. Anybody can get normal mannequins.
He was not a Wall Street exec, but he was a finance guy before he joined the Marine Corps. And so he's walking around Bali, and I'm buying the Hawaiian shirts the Hawaiian shirts that they have in Hawaii that are $50. They come from Malaysia.
So
everything comes from Malaysia. So the Hawaiian shirts they have in Bali are $2. So I'm buying all these. I'm buying one in every color. So I buy all these fucking Hawaiian shirts, and my lieutenant sees me, and he's like, I goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, man, these shirts are only $2. He's like, yeah. He goes, I'm really thinking I'm going to spend $10,000. I'm like, what? Well, you're going to do what? And he goes, I'm going to spend $10,000. I think I'm going to spend $10,000 here in Bali, get it shipped to the U.S., and turn it around.
Yep.
And I'm like, sounds complicated, sir. I mean, I don't know nothing
what
about
he meant was, I'm going to hide a bunch of weapons in these shirts in this container.
He's like, I'm going to send this stuff over.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, whatever. Well, he ends up doing it. And I see him a couple years later, and I'm like, man, how'd that go? He goes, oh, man, it was fucking awesome. Except Customs sat on my container for 3 months. And I'm like, damn, sir, what? How come they sat on it so long? I mean, I'm thinking shoes and sandals and wood carvings and all this stuff. And he goes, damn bongs. I go, bongs? He goes, yeah, man, they had some crazy bongs over there, so I bought a bunch of them. And so he bought a bunch of these bongs, and Customs held on to the container until it could be proved that they would be used for something other than drug. Yeah, tobacco. So I'm like, well, how'd you do, sir? He goes, I made a fucking killing. He goes, but what I didn't realize was the bongs. He goes, everything that he got, so the textiles and the wood carvings and stuff like that,
like leaded glass or fucking.
No, he had to find. He had to actually source out buyers. Like he actually had to find people that were going to buy that in the States. And he said it was fucking complicated. He goes,
yeah, because back then there wasn't all the smoke shops and shit.
But he goes, literally the first smoke shop he went to, he's like, this is what I have. And the guy's like, how much do you have of it? And he told him, and he's like, I'm going to buy it all. I'll buy it all. I'll buy every fucking piece you have. He's like, man, I could have made 10 times the amount of money if I would have just filled the whole container with bongs.
So like everything else, glassware, you can buy glass at Walmart, or you can buy really expensive fucking glass. And the bongs, there's fucking custom bong makers and custom glass blowers. We have a customer who is a custom glass blower in Las Vegas, and they make a fucking killing making glass fucking butt plugs.
Yeah.
And fucking bongs and shit. Those dudes they make good money if they're just once they have a name for themselves.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. So, I had a bunch of other shit to say, but I don't remember what it was. John Willis nailed it. Young generation is full of estrogen and saggy titties. I would, there's a lot of that. I mean, look at, that's what I picture. So, we were in the gym today. Jeff's making me work out even though I didn't want to go to the gym.
That's a lie.
David Hogg. This little fuck David Hogg. Like, that's what I see when I see David Hogg. I hadn't seen him in 6 months probably. He's on CNN with some carrot top looking motherfucker that's a survivor of the fucking school shooting. First of all, David Hogg was not even at the school when the shooting happened. I don't believe he even was a student of the school any longer. He had so much fucking makeup on. It looked like they had literally used a trowel to put it on him. And he has no like muscle tone. Like when I see saggy titties and estrogen kids, that's that little motherfucker. Like it's that, not necessarily the whole generation, but that's the mouthpiece of their generation. Like it's pretty wild. AK Glock says, John Skully, recently I had an internet upgrade, 1,000 megs up and 1,000 megs down, and not the fastest, but decent. Occasionally, my Wi-Fi on my phone, wife included, will freeze up an hourglass while watching videos and surfing the web. Did Big Brother tap me, or is it just shitty Wi-Fi signal? I will say, what do you say?
I say it depends on what you mean by Big Brother. It's a common technology. It's a common technology. What would you call it? Not attack, but so you know when your computer is when your computer is running just fine and then it does an update and you're like, man, it seems like it's slowing down so much more. The tech companies are actually attacking your.
They opened a bunch of apps. And
yeah,
shit.
they're attacking your computer, your phone. Same thing with your phone. They're attacking your phone and your computer by installing updates that use more of the bandwidth and
they have kill codes in there that fucking destroy your battery.
The power it's called power band that you have in there.
Planned obsolescence.
Yep. And so they're actually attacking your computer to get you to buy a new computer, a new phone.
And always remember, just because you're paranoid, it doesn't mean they're not really out to get you. Our phone lines used to click and fucking static, and we're like, ha ha ha, they're tapping our phones. They really were tapping our phones. Like those were real fucking phone taps when we were joking about all that shit.
And that's not, when I'm talking about that technology, that's not hearsay.
They got busted.
Apple got busted.
Verizon too.
Apple got busted for minimizing people's batteries, so your phone wouldn't last long.
Do you notice your Apple phone? You can't just fucking pop a new battery. You notice all the new phones? I can't access the battery in this fucking Note 8 or 9.
And the same thing with Microsoft. Microsoft got busted for creating programs that would make the computer and the program obsolete from the time before. So you couldn't still operate on Windows 3 on an old computer, even though your computer has more than enough processing power to work perfectly fine on the internet. They need that turnaround. They need you to buy a fucking new phone every year. Think about how expensive the iPhone is now compared to when it came out. That number is ticking up bigger and bigger. Why? Because they control more of the market share. So they can force you to buy a more expensive phone. Now there's tricks. The trick is, hey, the new iPhone is $700 or $1,000, but guess what? We'll hook it up to your AT&T plan, so you only have to pay $20 a month. And you go, that's fucking awesome. I only have to pay $20 a month
for 17 years.
But that phone is going to be obsolete next year. So you're going to do it again, and you're going to keep stacking this on top of each other. I'm paying for 4 fucking phones right now. Not for me, I pay for everybody's in the family, but that's the scam. The reason why they want to control the market is not because you're gonna be able to get a $40 Apple phone because everybody in the world's buying them. No, they're gonna start charging more and more for those phones because you have no alternative.
What's that phone supposed to stomp all the phones, but they try to ban it coming in the United States?
It is banned. It can't come
market.
That's the one with the best picture in the world.
Best photo in the world, yeah.
It's a Chinese phone.
Well, your Apple phone was a Chinese phone until a few months ago.
It's a
Zephyr or some shit.
Yeah, it's some Chinese.
Unless you're Brando Rector, then you want DJI. I have all DJI drones and gimbals, and Brandle's like, I'm going to get this other one. Every time I see him use it, he does awesome shit with it, but I'm like, Brandle, that looks very complicated. Like, why is your shit fucking moving upside down? What the fuck's going on, Brandle? Chamomile and kittens. If it walks like a duck. I must have said that somewhere.
Did somebody write that in?
Yeah, that's why it came back up. Ken Schmidt said, I'm listening to episode 38 right now. Great podcast. Y'all are talking about Egypt, etc. Y'all ever see Curse of Oak Island on History Channel? I've seen bits and pieces. I couldn't really stay focused on it. That's weird. They're finding man-made stuff and bones 160 feet underground, structures underwater. How did this crap got built? Yeah, no shit. Did they actually find some shit? Because every season of that...
Yeah, they're finding sticks and twigs. And the problem with... I believe that's on Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
The problem with the Discovery Channel is they have already been caught planting things in their shows. So American Pickers and... what's the one where they repo
Lost and Afraid?
No, they repo the lockers.
Oh, yeah, Storage Wars.
Storage Wars and stuff. They have been caught planting stuff to make the episodes better. So you never know. And when you think about how did they do it 160 feet? How did they dig a hole 160 feet? Man, we've had mine shafts that we've been mining for coal for well past that, where motherfuckers are down there with candles at 600 feet bringing out coal by hand. We as human beings,
how did the fucking Chinese bore holes through fucking mountains? I mean, it's pretty crazy the shit that happened 100 years ago, but we can't fucking duplicate today. Some of that shit.
We as human beings are very resourceful, and we tend to be able to do a lot of stuff.
When OSHA stays the fuck out of the way, amazing things happen.
Amazing things happen. So I don't know about whether they're going to find anything on Oak Island. I don't believe they are. I don't believe they're going to find anything, but maybe, some trinkets from the trash.
And the people nowadays that we talk about, the barons, the robber barons, and the oil guys and the steel guys, Carnegie's, all those people. Like America's history was founded on all that shit. Nowadays, people want to talk shit about people like that. Like all those elite families, the elite money that we talk about, like they shaped the United States.
They'll talk about Bezos that way.
They will, of course they will.
Eventually.
But he doesn't have like a fucking tangible thing. Like he wasn't building infrastructure. Sure, he was.
He's changed the way we've done everything.
But everything in history, they'd be out there fucking picketing, and I mean,
he might be a villain in the future. Actually,
Maybe. I wish we could run business the way they fucking used to run business. I'd have the fucking Pinkertons fucking at Court Square fucking conscripting people into fucking... I don't have a problem with it. As long as you're... Work harder. Start your own company, I guess. I don't know. I have the same green pants as Man Bear does.
Man Bear? That's Pierre.
Got it.
Is that...
I don't know who said that. John G5. Pierre hit me up yesterday. He's like, did you tell people, what the fuck's going on? Did you tell people to be nice to me? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, everybody on the video's saying nice shit. I go, I haven't even seen the video yet. I don't know.
He's a quantifiable terrorist.
Pierre's sick right now.
Don't be nice to him.
Pierre's got the flu.
Does he got the flu? How does he? Oh, well, I guess, never mind.
He sent me a...
His woman works in a hospital.
Yeah. Every night he's been sending me a picture of his watch. He's like, I'm the last one here. I'm like, well, why are you leaving so early, you little fucking pussy, at 10 o'clock at night? He's like, I'm out of work. Last night, he's like, man, I'm going home earlier tonight. I legit feel like shit. I'm like, slam your fucking nuts in the door and go to the gym. So this morning, he's like, man, I'm so sick. Dana's taking me to the hospital. I go, Dana?
Yeah, don't you have a woman that works in the
hospital? He goes, yeah, Dana McLennan. I go, number one, why are you not taking yourself? And if you're sick, you're getting Dana sick.
Yeah, why would you need the mayor?
He said, like, no shit, dude, I can't drive.
Why would you need the mayor of Franklin to take you?
So, the normal flu that would just be a nuisance to us, we'd be all sniffly and fucking...
It's crippling to Pierre.
Yeah, we might lose Pierre over this. Pierre wasn't annoying at all in this video. Glad you brought him back to redeem himself. Maybe it was an avoidance of straight-up gun talk. People get excited and heated during gun caliber discussion. I have a coworker with a 19-year-old son who has no driver's license. Guy has to talk his son into practice driving with him so he can get his license. I don't get it. At 15, I could not wait to get my permit and start driving. I mean, this guy's son is a total snowflake, but still, how can a teenage boy these days not be interested in freedom of getting a license? Because here's why.
I'll bet.
He's scared. He doesn't want to go do outside shit.
No, I'll bet.
He wants to stay home and play fucking video games.
I'll bet with a little investigation, I'll bet his girlfriend has a car.
Maybe.
I'll bet his girlfriend has a car.
Maybe.
That's why you got a car, so you could go pick up girls.
I just wanted a car so I could go out in the canyon and go fishing and further out fucking
Hey, man, I
ponds.
want to go pick up girls. In my Datsun B210. 4-door sedan. Luxury driving. Best car I've ever owned, boys.
Luxury driving.
Nissan, bring it back. Bring the 210 back. Same body style, same engine. I mean, bring it back, baby.
I'm saying kids don't want to go do outside shit. He doesn't want to
No,
go
kids
anywhere.
don't really want to do outside
He wants
shit.
to stay home and play his fucking video game. Having to go someplace to get food is an annoyance to him. He's gonna live in that fucking house with his parents until he burns it down by accident. Hey, great podcast question for Skully. What's your plan for whatever happens when you are unable to get your insulin? Giving any thought to getting it from the goats like they did in the Philippines during World War II? I don't know what the fuck that is. I'd never heard of that.
I've never heard of it either. I'm sure that there is some secret magical thing about getting insulin from the goats. But when I can't get... Here's the thing. I don't need injectable insulin. I'm taking pills.
You were taking it, right? And now you're
Well,
not.
yeah, I mean...
So what changed? Why are you not... Why do you
I'm not
have to
taking
have
the
it
insulin.
anymore?
I'm not taking the insulin that they're talking about. So when you
But
have...
you were.
No, I still wasn't. When
You
have...
never took injectable insulin.
Shh. Shush yourself.
Because you're gonna gloss over it.
I'm not going to gloss over it. I'm not taking the insulin they're talking about. So when you have type 1 diabetes, you have to take insulin. You have to take insulin, Novolog, to get your blood sugar to go down, period, because your pancreas isn't working. My pancreas still works. I have to take pills, and if my blood sugar gets too high, I can take insulin. Here's the thing. In that scenario where I can't get my pills, there's one of two things is going to happen. The government, number one, the government will have already killed me, or I'm going to be moving around so much and doing so many other things that the carbs aren't going to be a problem. I'm not going to be worried about it. And
Back to
I happen to know a really great pharmacist that I am sure, even if I had to hide in the woods, she would ride out on donkey and make sure I got my insulin. So
I don't think they're talking about government shit. I think they're talking about like fucking pandemics.
Yeah, pandemic, same thing. I mean, right now, because of my insurance, I have 90 days worth of pills on hand all the time. So unless it happens,
and the big thing
first
you hear,
day,
like in 30 Seconds After or whatever the fucking movie was, with the insulin, insulin has to be refrigerated. They have insulin now that does not have to be refrigerated.
Yeah, they have the pins.
When they were keeping it in the back of the toilet tank to keep it cool and all that shit, like those days are over with.
Yeah, I got pins that are good for 10 years.
Jeff doesn't even draw it anymore. When they issue it out, it comes loaded up on this thing, and you just
dial it and
you dial it. It does all the shit for you. It's like a little robot. It's like all you gay vapors that are vaping shit. It's like a fancy vape pen with a needle.
Yeah, with a really small needle.
A great podcast question for Skully. John, if you join the Navy, what MOS were you going to do?
Boatswain's mate.
I was going to polish brass because Rappaport makes it sound so fun.
Boatswain's mate.
I was going to do brass.
What do you think you would? So you're either boatswain's mate, corpsman, gunner's mate.
The SEALs have an MOS now.
They didn't when you were there, so you would have had to gone. You would have had to pick one of those to get to the SEALs.
Die Ferris. So if you fell out of buds, you'd still go to fucking. You wouldn't go to normal.
I was thinking you'd pick EOD. Because then you'd still get all the dives.
Rich made it sound so fun.
Well, that's because Rich was getting raped by the dolphin. I mean, how could you be physically accosted by a dolphin and make that sound fun at all?
We could call him right now and go, hey,
What do you think about the
What do you think about the mammal program?
mammal program?
Hey, you been to SeaWorld lately? I bet his poor kids have never seen. I bet they don't even know
they
SeaWorld
don't
exists. He probably doesn't even go to his kids have never seen Disneyland because it's too much like SeaWorld.
Yeah.
I comment a lot on these videos. I just realized I never said thank you for making them. Thanks for making them, Dave. Thanks for listening to them, man.
Thanks for listening to
You guys are the reason we're doing them. Dude, you're the dad. It's your job to have fun. It's your job to provide. Dude, you're the dad. It's not your job to have fun. It's your job to provide. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Was maybe something on the other page?
I don't know.
Is he answering your
question?
question?
On the other page.
Anyways, yeah, you're really
your kids are going to have a lot more fun if you're having fun.
Yeah, but you do need to be a dad. That's a lot of women problems is they want to be their kid's friend and not their parent. It's tough. I mean, it's tough to be a parent. So
just send the kids to the Merchant Marines.
I think that's a good idea because really that's the only acceptable. That's the only one of the very few acceptable things you can do in life where a tattoo is acceptable. Conscription in the Merchant Marines would be awesome.
If you
could call the Merchant Marines and they could just come and snatch your kid up like the British used to do.
Well, I think you have a few options. You can circus.
Yeah.
Circus roadie.
Definitely circus roadie.
Merchant Marines.
What's
the one where they send you over and build villages and shit?
Oh, the Peace Corps.
Peace Corps. There you go.
Peace Corps, yeah.
Obama's brown shirts. Whatever happened to that shit?
That's funny. Obama's brown shirts. Yeah, I forgot all about that. I guess that money didn't go to what they said it was going for.
Weird.
Interesting. Weird.
What if we could have a conscription? Imagine who would show up. If we just we're building gates. You guys are going to really like them. If you could just come and stand at our gate until we let you into the Foreign Legion.
We get people.
But what are we going to get?
Yeah, your problem is what you're going to get.
You're going to get some doozies.
There are some people that... The problem is, to form a cult, you need people who are cult-like. And
cult people are weird.
Cult people are weird.
Cult people are weird. It's like fucking boot camp. Like you gotta not the dude boot camp. It's like going literally you have to have a drill instructor on duty 24 hours a day.
Yeah, you have to have an adult on duty 24 hours a day.
Hey Skully, what is your NRA story that made you not want to support them anymore? That's a long story, probably.
It is a long story. It's a gun. I mean, it's a gun story. The simple and fast portion of it is. When I had a gun issue that was, I believe, a very kind of easy thing for them to handle, they were too busy. My rep, the guy, my mom contacted this guy, and he was too busy fundraising to provide the information that was necessary. He basically sent us to a website to provide the information instead of having one of their lawyers come down and go, look, this is the law, this is the way it's written, you guys are wrong, boom, I'm out of here. It really would have took them 15 minutes. And if my legal needs are not important enough for the NRA, then neither is my money. I'm not going to give it to them. I've heard a lot of disparaging things about the NRA lately, as in actually manufacturing crises in order to get people to continue to pay money. If it's true, once again, I don't have any evidence of this, but if it's true, man, that whole place needs to get burnt to the ground. I mean, I don't think the reality is fucking Laba Boo Boo Fufu Pierre is robbing the NRA. He is handed millions of dollars every year to just go around and pretend like he's a gun owner. The motherfucker doesn't even own a gun. That can't be true. That's true. That can't be good for us, and it can't be good for our gun rights. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of good people. A good Marine friend of mine, Martin Sprick, is down there in the trenches working for the NRA. There's a ton of good people that are working and doing good things for the NRA. But if the guys at the top are crooked, which, man, they've been there that long. They have been there that long. You have not had a major turnover in the leadership of the NRA in fucking years.
Like the CIA talking about how they fucking got people in the government and just left them there.
If you don't have a turnover like that, guaranteed that there is some serious corruption at the top of that fucking food chain. So I can't give them my money. Sorry, Martin. I can't.
I want to say that kind of the same thing. Like when Eli needed some help. They weren't helping him. I want to say Josh too. When Josh needed some help, they didn't fucking help out. I raised and sold steers and pigs in 4-H, I think. Not only did it teach me numerous life skills, but I was able to buy my 1970 El Camino at 14 and had 2 years and money to hot rod it out. I know I had an advantage growing up in a place with parents that allowed the idea, but they have lots of non-animal disciplines. Lots of non-animal disciplines kids can do from home too, like small engine building and sewing. John, what do you think about kids learning more from 4-H with supplemental homeschooling versus public school? Fuck, I always forgot about the Amazon thing. I just ordered shit last night. Man, my kids, like Cody went to school here, and we have a great, what the fuck am I thinking of? They do woodworking and fucking mechanical and CNC, and it kind of took him in the direction he went and started doing these. He'd go to these competitions. Man, I'm drawing a fucking blank. He would go to these competitions in Knoxville for programming and CNC. Yeah. He's running a machine shop now. I mean, he's doing exactly what he wanted, what he said he was going to do. He never was planning to go to college. We paid the money for him to go through tech school and learn programming and how to fix these machines and shit. And that's what he's doing now. I think it's great. I think that whether you use it or not, I think you should have some kind of skill where you can assemble something, build something, some kind of trade, even if you're not going to use that. So I think it's fucking awesome, really.
College is dead. If you're going to college, you're a moron. The future is tech schools. Everything that schools are teaching now are going to be obsolete. I know what you're going to say. I want to be a lawyer. They've already got programs that are making most of that stuff obsolete. So, a tech school, the one thing that they're not going to be able to automate very easily is fucking plumbers, carpenters, shit like that. You're going to see a big resurgence of people that are doing hands-on work, and those people are going to be fucking making money hand over fist, while that's 10-year college grad with the fucking PhD in macro knitting is going to be fucking serving him coffee. That's just the way it is. They tricked. It was a fucking trick to pretend that everybody needed a college education. It was a lie in order to spend money. The minute the federal government guaranteed loans, truth. The minute the federal government guaranteed school loans, every fucking school in the nation raised tuition. They didn't hire more teachers. They didn't put in more fucking basketball courts. They didn't buy more books. They added administrators. They added people that they did not need that were getting
bunch of buildings and libraries.
6-figure salaries because the federal government was guaranteeing these loans.
They're part of the federal government. They indoctrinate you.
Now we're in a fucking $1 trillion. We have $1 trillion debt in school loans
that you can't bankruptcy it.
Yeah, you can't
write that off.
Own that.
Like, they literally take it out of your fucking pension. They take it out of your retirement.
Now, some people would say that the government should write that stuff off. Me personally, I say, you know what? Fuck you. You took those loans out. You went to school. It wasn't the college's job, and it's not the government's job to guarantee you work. You chose to do that. Nobody forced you to do it. You chose to do it. So you need to pay back those loans. But you need to make sure that your kids go to a trade school and not go to fucking women's studies at Harvard, because it's not going to make them any money.
Even if they want to go to school, like why are we gonna send them to $80,000 a year school to take a bunch of fucking classes they're gonna make them take that have nothing to do with what they're gonna do? Okay, fucking English, literature, fucking public communications, public speaking, fucking math, whatever.
They just did it.
All the other bullshit, all the bullshit that you're not ever. Why does a lawyer need fucking math? Like, why do they make him do that? Like, he's not doing math.
They just did a poll of the richest people in the world, and the ones that went to college and graduated from college, most of those entrepreneurs went to state colleges, which means they did not incur huge amounts of debt by going to these elite universities that don't guarantee you a job. You have to understand that the reason why it was good to go to Harvard and Yale at the time was because not a lot of people could go to Harvard and Yale.
Plus, so it was the networking.
Yeah, that's it. So if not a lot of people had an opportunity to go to Harvard, Yale, and you go to Harvard, Yale, those people are going to get selected to elite jobs within the United States. You're rubbing elbows with all these people. There's a good chance you're going to get a good job. But since they've opened up all that higher education, that's not happening anymore. People aren't greasing the skids to go work at the big company. You know why? Because college graduates are a dime a dozen. But I guarantee you, when Bill Gates' toilet clogs, he will call a guy for $100 an hour to fix that fucking toilet. And that's just going to be some regular dude.
And you said something here too. I know I had an advantage growing up in a place with parents that allowed that. Yeah, that's awesome. But that's not your problem. That's the motherfucker that didn't have his problem. Why didn't his family do that for him? I'm in a group. This group called, I want to say it's a closed Facebook group called Shop Hacks. It's about steel buildings and how they lay them out for shops and, building apartments in them or running businesses, building them. And this dude bought a property. I just saw this a couple hours ago. I don't know why it even came up in my feed. Dude bought a property that has like a 2,000-foot building and a 1,600-foot steel building on it. It has an aerial view. And a couple of dudes like, hey, congratulations, that's awesome. He's like, I'm in here to get some ideas. I'm going to lay this out, and I'm going to, run a business out of here. And a bunch of dudes got on there like, man, it must be nice to have money like that. You don't have to rub it in. And then there's dudes like, happiness isn't always just having things. Like all these motherfuckers in this group talking shit. And somebody said, I don't know where all this fucking hatred came from. Congratulations. And I don't ever comment on this shit. And I said, you will notice that the people, the people commenting, talking shit, they don't have anything going on, but they have enough free time to take issue with what this other man's doing. And they have a phone while they're probably sitting at work talking shit. Those are choices. I said, rather than fucking talk shit, turn the phone off and go get a second or third fucking job. You gotta live how you don't want to live for a little while to be able to live how you want to live fucking later on. And it's fucking crazy, man. Like our videos we've been doing. We've been kicking out a video, once a week. That Brandle's shooting, and then Gabby's putting together, the real meat of them. But he's doing these awesome cinematic videos, so they're catching a lot of attention. And I have one, and I've promoted one of them. It's been promoted for a couple weeks. So it's out there in front of a lot of people. It's weird, though, if you go to the main page, SOE page, and you see that first tool bag video that we shot, there's a lot of dudes in there commenting going, $85 for a Diddy bag? And then dudes are like, ooh, awesome, you can put sticks and rocks in it. Why would you want to throw your tool bag? And then a dude's like, where's it made? And where's the material source from?
Right here in Tennessee.
Yeah, right here in Tennessee. I looked at his shit though. He's got a Ford Mustang, and I said, it's made more in the United States
than that
Mustang, those orange cars you like, because that's his thing. And he's like, good customer service, asshole. I'm like, our customer service is actually great. And then he goes on. And he's like, well, you have an F rating on the Better Business Bureau. I go, are you kidding me? I go, you just took the time to look up our business rating on the Better Business Bureau. Which is horse shit. Like the dude thought he was gonna get some information or talk some shit, but he's commented all these times. It's just fucking crazy how motherfuckers will spend so much of their time. And then the rebuttal is, well, you're spending your time on it. It's on my fucking Facebook page. Of course I am. Because I need you. Like, the best thing that could happen is for this dude to bring some friends and try to talk shit, because it just drives the fucking traffic.
Drives traffic.
Like, these videos, maybe you guys realize it, maybe you don't realize it. When we do one of these videos, we basically have done like a shorter clip. Like last night, I put a clip of it up, of the new one, that's 1 minute, and then the video that Brandel shot is actually like 3.5 minutes. So we use that as an intro and an outro on the video that Gabby did, which has all of us with tool bags, showing different loads in the tool bags, showing you guys things you might not know about them. They're flipped inside out. You can see how the pieces Velcro on them, what you can load into them. And so we put that up, but we send that out. So that new video, we put the teaser up last night. The new video will actually drop Thursday in an email, and it's for large tool bags. We just built a fucking ton of large tool bags. And then we've got the Easter stuff. We're doing like an Easter -2. So all the not Easter, Valentine's Day. All the Valentine's Day stuff is still on. You can still order it. Easter will be here before you fucking know it.
It's gonna start getting hot again.
And it's hot today. What the fuck is going on? I literally walked. It was everything was frozen. Everything was frozen this morning, and now it's burning up. So the Valentine's Day stuff's still on, but on Thursday we've actually added tool bags, so you'll be able to get those 3 Valentine's Day colors in tool bags also. So just watch that shit, enjoy it. If you see somebody talking shit, definitely fucking engage them. It's very good for us when you guys do that.
Yeah, blow them up.
Blow them up.
Here's the thing: they just, obviously they do studies all the time, but if you're angry, if you're in your basement right now at your mom's house and you're angry, it's because you're not working. We, as human beings, we need the satisfaction of work.
Purpose.
And I'm not talking about, I know John is going to hate me, but I'm not talking about going down in the salt mines and digging salt for Morton. I'm talking about you just need purpose and work. Whether that's get your fucking ass outside and dig a hole and grow a garden for your mother, or, change the oil in her car that you fucking drive around in all the time but never put gas in. Get up and go do something. You need fucking purpose. As human beings, we need purpose. And we get satisfaction from job completion, from being able to do work. That is why you have all these fucking trolls on the internet all the time hating. Guaranteed, if you could fly to their house, they're sitting there eating Twinkies and fucking not doing anything good with their lives. And because they're not doing anything good with their lives, they want to reflect and push that shit on everybody else. You know that guy. You know that guy that's always talking shit about everybody else, but he's not doing anything to improve his own life. Get up and go do something. Do something.
Your goal should be able to make a movie montage.
Yeah, go out in the backyard.
Every week. Go out and do karate in the garage. Go do some push-ups, some pull-ups, fucking dig some holes.
Build a fort.
Make your day should be able to be a 1 minute fucking little montage of what you did. And if you look at that and you're like, nobody's gonna want to watch that, well then maybe you should do better shit.
Yeah.
Like if you want people to watch what you're doing, you want to be interesting, you got to do interesting shit. And it can be anything. People watch what we do because they like what we fucking do. They like what we stand for. I look at it and I every morning I do those videos. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to say? I don't have anything to say. Get the fuck up. I'm up, motherfucker. I'm out here in the fucking cold. I'm in a fucking t-shirt. It's 30 degrees. It's fucking 4:30 in the morning. Get the fuck up, motherfucker. Go do something. I'm doing something. People like that shit. If they didn't like it and they didn't watch it, I wouldn't be fucking doing it. I got back from the gym this morning. My fucking shoulder hurts. I got back from the gym. What do I least want to do? Crickets came in yesterday. I get 10,000 crickets every fucking week. I don't want to go change fucking bugs over. I got 3 bins full of crickets. I got to bang them out, get cricket all over me. Fucking, what did I do? The first thing I did when I got back before breakfast and anything, I went and took care of the crickets. Why? Because it's the thing I wanted to do least. Yeah. And it would fucking, if I waited till noon, I'll be like, I got this other thing I got to do. I got to do a podcast. I'll go do them after the podcast. Oh, it's dark. I'll wait till tomorrow morning. I went and did the shit I didn't want to fucking do first.
That's the way I pick everything. So, like, if you got to go on the cut and clean table.
Yep, shotgun cards first.
And you're looking at what's on the cut and clean table. I always grab the worst thing. The thing I don't want to do the most, I'll grab it and just fucking push through it, because then it only gets easier. So when you were really like, man, I can't flick this lighter ever again, it's only getting easier. You're getting to the things that are a little bit easier. Always start with the hardest shit, and then it'll just get easier. It's kind of like
the day's better after that.
Yeah, when you're moving, if you got to move something, right? Like if you have a line of rocks that you have to move, go to the end and work your way in. Don't start at the first rock. Go to the last rock, because by the time you get tired, you're getting closer and closer to the objective of being finished.
I'm going to move the heaviest one first, because if I move all the little ones, I'm going to be tired. My back's going to hurt from bending over. I'm going to move the fucking biggest ones first.
Well, yeah, you just change the size.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, always work hardest to the easiest, and then you'll always feel accomplished at the end of that.
It's like I go to the snake trailer and I'm like, I need to bring a dude over here and have him sweep all this shit while I'm doing this. Like, the job would go faster. I need to wash all these fucking dishes. I need to sweep all this shit. But I'm like, fuck it. Like, I can literally just go do it faster myself. And then there's never any dude trained to do that shit. Like, that's my thing, man. We have kids come in and they want to work. We'll get 3 dudes. One of them fucking shows some promise. The other 2, like, we just can't take the time to develop them. Like, if you come and you can't do normal shit, like pick up 5 gallons of water or a bucket of water, right? How are you gonna? Buckets have handles. We need to move water up the hill, so we've got 2 5-gallon buckets full of water. Are you gonna try to pick up one and carry it, or are you gonna carry them both so they balance you, or are you gonna do something completely I've never seen and pick the bucket of water up like this? Like, at that point, like, if you don't have the basic skills, we don't have the time. It just takes too much to fucking try to build a dude like that.
To develop that, yeah.
I raised and sold steers. We did that one. Pierre gave away the YM. Laugh out loud. What's that?
I don't know.
I know that you tried, John. I know that you tried. I have no idea what that's about. Blue Force gear makes exactly what you're describing. It's called the Micro TKN. Pierre is on Pulling the Thread podcast. That is cool. Oh, the joy of Turd Burglar. Also, John's point about gun industry and things being tight. Yes, SOE gear really is multi-use. The rifle case, my first thought was archery equipment. Also, medical packs, the bags and such. Yes, many used beyond the firearms. The rifle case. Think of the rifle case. We made a pouch. We still make it. A little pack called the iPad Netbook Gun Case. It's like a little pistol case. Holds an iPad on one side, gun on the other. You can put all kinds of EDC shit in there. All kinds of organization stuff. Up from there is the 15-inch laptop bag. Same thing. It just has even more ability to have organization inside it. The rifle case, same thing. The rifle case is basically 2 of those 15-inch laptop bags side by side. Dudes are laying them out fucking awesome, guys. Like, guys have put so much shit in those. There are photos out there right now.
You should put those on the page.
I'm going to. I need to steal them. They're on Instagram, though, so I can't snatch them off Instagram.
Gotcha.
I just need to get a hold of them and go, hey, send me that JPEG. John and Skully, so what y'all are saying is that Pierre looks forward to tongue-punching Biden's fart box on the regular. Don't even know what you're talking about.
Maybe. I don't know. Pierre is a flaming liberal. He drives a Mercedes, for Christ's sake.
Hey, I like European cars.
Yeah, but you're driving a real German car.
What's that?
The Porsches. You're driving a real German car. The Mercedes it's more of a terrorist car. It's what
the Mercedes is
it's
actually.
What you would see.
I'll bet you, if we really looked into it, I'll bet those Mercedes that he has are probably more U.S. made than most of the dudes talking shit about fucking not U.S. made cars. Like, I'll bet that Mustang guy talking shit, I'll bet Pierre's Mercedes.
Well, the Mustang we know is
Toyota
is made in Mexico.
My
the
Toyota?
Mustang. No, I'm saying the Mustang.
Oh, gotcha.
We know the Mustang.
Yeah, my Toyota is more made in the United States than anything on that Ford Mustang.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing, that the way that, when people talk shit about Japanese cars and Japanese this, like the Nissan plant, the Nissans are made right here in fucking Tennessee, and Fords are made in Mexico. It's just, that's global corporations, man. Global corporations.
Thanks for another great story. Pierre's return. I guess we gotta call him Canadian Commie so he comes back.
He's not from Canada, though.
John, the ATF does not have the funding to act upon applications for relief from federal firearms disability submitted by individuals, effectively making this option of restoring felon gun ownership null and void. That's true, but if Trump gets them funding, you will be good to go. There's some stuff on the books right now. There's some stuff moving forward on that. USA will get even more gun control. For some reasons, for some of the reasons Skully said, and because of non-white population growth. They have, as a group, lower IQs that be a rotten correlation. What the fuck is this dude saying?
That being
when given Second Amendment rights as citizens, the government wants to just dumb it down. Yeah, they do want to dumb it down. They want to dumb you down. They're doing it through food. They're doing it through fucking your food pyramid. I mean, they're dumbing everybody down. That's what the elite does. To remain elite, you have to move distance between you and everybody else.
Unfortunately, we are the obsolete ones. With automation and the globalization of the United States, meaning corporations no longer need the buying power of an American and an American dollar, because they've already made all their money here. The reach now really is to get into the Chinese market and the Indian market. Those will be the two biggest economies in the near future. The reason why they need to get rid of the guns is because what do you think is going to happen when 3.6 million truck drivers no longer can drive trucks because it's automated? Or what do you think is going to happen when all the infrastructure that's set up to support those truck drivers, think about every place you stop on the freeway where they get gas, when all those places close because they're no longer spending money there because the trucks don't have to stop.
It's already happening.
You're going to see the dystopian future that Hollywood likes to put out. It's on its way. People talk about it, you got somebody running for president right now that is talking about $1,000 to every family in the United States as a dividend. $1,000 is not going to mean shit because what's going to happen the minute they give $1,000 to every person in the United States, your rent is going to cost more, your milk is going to cost more, everything is going to cost more. That $1,000 won't mean anything.
And where do you think they're getting the $1,000 from?
Yeah,
from the motherfucker you're paying rent to.
Yeah, so be prepared. It's coming.
Laugh my ass off. It's estrogen kids and saggy titties. Daniel Marshall says, yes, my arse is missing as well. I should be in bed, but I can't pull myself away from this. Great videos right on there. Hey, Daniel Marshall, what do you do for work, man?
Go to the gym and listen to us. Fighting position, Outback.
Somebody put a link up to one of Yeager's videos. The Jim Yeager video.
Oh, Jim Yeager video. I tried to find that, and I went down some sort of conspiracy rabbit hole that just...
You said everyone in the gun industry needs to stick together and quit making enemies. I'm reminded of saying, be nice to people on your way up. You'll meet them on the way down. 100%.
Yeah.
Like...
It's just that we're...
There's a time to be a fucking asshole. It's not always, though.
Here's the thing. We're... As a community, just think of the gun people as a community.
We're so busy fighting amongst ourselves, we can't get together and get anything done.
As a community, we are being attacked on all sides. We're being attacked on all sides. On all sides, we are being attacked. And you got guys that are fucking arguing over fucking 40 Smith & Wesson and 45, or 40 Smith & Wesson and 9mm and 45 and blah, blah. You got guys arguing over calibers like the world fucking depends on it, instead of figuring out ways to change the fucking topic of everybody trying to get our guns banned. Half the stuff we do, half the stuff that gun owners do is the reason why everybody wants to fucking ban guns. We need to band together, and we need to fucking, put these stupid differences aside about calibers and holsters, and it is all, here's the thing. When you're arguing about all that stuff, it's all industry bullshit. 100%, I know, 100%, it's all industry bullshit. It is driven by the industry. I just saw a fucking lower receiver. I just saw a lower receiver the other day. Complete lower receiver for $38.
Think about this. Like, let's bring it in a little closer to our scope. Nylon gear. You see nylon gear dudes, especially like guys trying to come up and start companies. When they start companies, they don't try to be friendly. Like in this industry, your business plan is to try to fuck somebody over. Like that's how it's been. I don't understand it. I just have to guess that that's how it is other places. But you see in the knife community, you see knife makers helping other knife makers all the time. Like you don't see knife makers like trying to fuck each other over all the time. Yeah.
There's some hate. There's some hate in there.
Think about all the dudes talking shit about other companies, right? If those dudes would just get together and go, hey, I buy this much material, you buy this much material. What if we got fucking 3 or 4 guys together, bought a bunch of material, got it at a discount, and then just fucking divvied it up? Or what if we could just have a holding company, buy this shit, keep it on hand, like OD for instance. There's always some material you can't get, and a lot of these companies, they can't buy enough to have fucking die lots run. We do. Imagine if you were fucking friendly with some of those companies and you had the buying power to be able to warehouse that shit and just have it released every fucking 30 days or every 60 days or whatever it is, because it's a lot. Like we have fucking rooms full of fucking material. When we buy material, trucks come in with fucking pallets. The little guys can't do that. You guys are so busy fighting amongst yourselves, that's fine. Maybe we'll fucking buy it, we'll warehouse it, and then we'll sell it to you. Because to give you guys, like, industry-wise, people aren't going to tell you this shit. Colored Cordura, like solid color Cordura, is about $6 a yard. The prints are $11 a yard. I see all these dudes buying Cordura right now at fucking $20 a yard because they can't buy rolls of it. Yeah. Our put-ups are, we have them put up however we want them. You can put them up at 50 yards a roll, 65 yards a roll, 100 yards a roll. There's a roll up. They charge you to roll the machine and put the tube in the middle. I prefer to have the smaller rolls so that any of my people, whether it be Amanda or anybody in the shop, can move 50 yards a lot easier than they can move a fucking 65 or 100 yard roll. It gets heavier. Imagine if fucking people were just friendly rather than trying to talk shit or fuck dudes over. Imagine what would happen if all the people that are busy fighting amongst themselves got together. They could control the market. You see it all the time. People are so busy warring against each other that they want to lower their prices, when really, if they were all friendly, they could set their prices and raise it. If you have no other choice but to fucking buy it at the price that it's sold at, they call that a conglomeration or whatever. I mean, but you see all those big companies. Imagine if fucking the normal businessman got together and used those tactics. It'd be great for all of them. But people are so busy fucking trying to eat their own or fuck somebody else over rather than just fucking invent or create something of their own. And that's how the gun industry shit is. Everybody is so busy fighting amongst themselves. You've got these fucking Facebook pages, the 9mm owner group or the fucking 40 owner group or the fucking 45 group. They're so busy fighting that they just... Imagine if they all got together and you looked at it like, okay, they're all getting different caliber, but it's all the same raw good. It's all fucking lead with a copper jacket. A lot of the powder is all the same. Imagine the buying power they could have if they all got together and just fucking could fucking get along. Like they're so busy fighting amongst themselves. It'd be like
1 million rounds of 9mm is cheaper than buying it in boxes of 20.
Yeah. I mean, those guys are so busy fighting amongst themselves. They're so like the prepper groups. They're so busy fighting about what's going to fucking wipe them out. If anything ever came to wipe them out,
they wouldn't be ready for it.
They wouldn't be ready for it. Like they couldn't get together to decide what caliber they're going to shoot at the fucking paratroopers coming out of the air. Like, fucking, what do you like? It just goes back to what do you gain by it? Like it's circle of influence, circle of concern. Spirko likes to say, you know, if it doesn't affect the temperature of the water in my pool, I don't fucking care. And that's the thing. We spend so much energy just arguing and fighting amongst ourselves. Imagine how much better you could be if you would fucking help one another. It's fucking insane, man. Why should Pierre or James or you guys give a shit what some nobody on the internet says, or otherwise, in my opinion, if we ain't fucking? If you ain't signing my paycheck, I could give two shits what your opinion is. 100%, Stouty, 100%. Killer Podcast, guests are nice touch to these videos. I'm making a prediction. This video that Skully and Pierre were talking about making, it's going to contain 45 ACP 9mm facing off. If not, it should. Keep up, guys. Keep up. Guys.
We actually had an informal test here on the compound. There's actually a video out there. I hate to say this, but every time a certain animal had to be culled from the herd, when the 45 hit it, that was it. Lights out, dead. When the 9mm hit it, multiple shots had to be fired. That's all I'm saying.
And that 5.56, every time the 5.56 misses, they don't die from fear.
No, they do not. When the bullet flies right by the goat, it doesn't
or
kill
through
him.
his body several times.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Informal test, 45. We only fired 2 bullets. 9mm, no less than 5 rounds to get those goats down.
Skully and John, what matching name brand pants are those we see you guys wear all the time? They look tough. Keep up the great work. These are Cull Ryder, R-Y-D-E-R. We are wearing them because Katanica
has not come out with a Marpat pants series yet. When they do, I'll buy every pair as long as they're in the right size.
As soon as Katanica drops some more pants and some colors we can deal with, we're gonna move everything to Katanica. I buy these because I buy them for all the guys. All the dudes that work here all have these fucking pants. We all wear Solomons. We've all got smart wool socks.
I don't wear Smallmans. I've Solomons.
I've bought this motherfucker a bunch of Solomons.
Solomons are 2.
Cole pants, usually had to Google to get the correct spelling. I'm a roof bolter with 15 years experience in the mines. Yes, I make a good living. I make almost $30 an hour, but I would love to be able to retire from the mines and come to work for you at SOE. I think it would be awesome. Keep up the great work.
Where you really need to go to work, it sounds to me like where you really need to go to work if you want to retire, just do one last mine. The Sinaloa cartel is always looking for good miners to get underneath that wall.
They're using Hodges.
And if you're a roof, yeah, they actually brought
Syria and Pakistan.
The Hezbollah. They brought Hezbollah guys from Palestine here to help them engineer tunnels, because over in Lebanon they got to fucking dig tunnels all the time to get around the Israelis. So they are some good tunnel engineers.
Skully and John, great show. Skully, what beard products do you use? Beard wash, cream, balm, etc. It would be awesome if y'all got Trexidus on the show.
I don't use anything. I don't put anything in here.
TRB EDC, our boy Lance.
I don't put anything in here.
Some of you guys have been around long enough to have seen all the old breakfast videos with Lance. Lance has a beard care, kind of healthcare product line.
And
TRB EDC.
And that's 100% has nothing to do with.
I'm too lazy to.
It's 100%. That's 100% it. That I'm not going to spend the 2 minutes or whatever it is to be putting shit in my fucking beard. I don't have time for that.
I'm always fucking with this. So if I had oil in it or something, man, yeah. I'd have it everywhere.
That's a big one.
Just hit it home, Skully. I wasn't given a car or a chance at it. I started working at 14, 3 hours a night legally. And Saturday 8 to 2, 10 to 5, 7 days a week. Then added a print job internship in the 11th grade. From 11 to 3, Monday through Friday. Worked 7 days a week for 15 years old on. Purchased first car and insurance. Fucked up when my parents let me buy a new car at 17, my senior year. Learned a lesson and worked 7 days through my 15-month specialized associate's degree. Got in the field, then busted my ass, took a career job for $5,000 less than my offer at my internship. I worked everything everyone else didn't want to. I took it. I'm now an executive medical economist, with an associate's degree with 18 years experience at 38. You get the cards you're dealt. Play according, but work. Work and learn to work.
Yeah, just fucking hustle. All you got to do is hustle, no matter what it is you're doing. Whether whether you're I don't know, it doesn't matter what it is. When you are new anywhere, you should do all the jobs that nobody wants to do. Why? Because that becomes memorable. Because the boss is going to notice that shit. He's going to notice that you're doing the things that nobody else wants to do. And over time, that builds character. That builds solid character. And I guarantee you, that's the people who are going to be ruling the world.
Somebody will see that shit. I know who the first dude on here is, on the fucking property. I know who the first guy that gets here every day, no matter who he is. I also know the person that gets here at fucking 7:15 and sits in their minivan and doesn't walk through the door till 8 o'clock.
I still don't understand that.
And that's the same bitch that fucking
that doesn't make any
is
sense
always leaving early. There's always some nonsense. That's the same person who has to leave because, her husband's not there, but fucking then people see him out in town later on with the husband. Like, that's your bare minimum people. Those are also the people who haven't had a raise in 4 years, when I have people who have been here less than a year who have 2 and 3 raises.
I say just become valuable. The goal is to become valuable. The goal is, like, how much harder is work going to be if that guy disappears? If you're the person that if you're the person that is totally replaceable,
yep,
then you're going to be replaced. When things get tight, you're going to be the guy replaced.
It's like dudes walking in here. When I hire a new guy, I'm like, your job is to be able to outperform the dude teaching your job. There's always going to be somebody who walks in here when you're being complacent. There's always another dude that will come in and make you look bad. That's all. That's just the case. And when you do shit like that, like when you walk past trash, pick the fucking trash up, that becomes a habit. That becomes who you are. That shit all adds up.
Yeah, it builds character, and we don't have a lot of character building things anymore. It's like anybody can get a tattoo now. You used to have to fucking do something to get a tattoo.
$16 an hour for fast food work starting out. That's crazy. I got my son a job at the coal mine, and his starting pay was $10 an hour.
$2.35. That was my first job.
Yeah, I think mine was
$2.35.
I think mine was $3.25 working at McDonald's.
$2.35.
Yes, more than I am now, and yes, that takes into account the exchange rate. Bloody hell, move to the U.S. of A. Oh, that's Daniel Marshall.
Oh, Daniel. All right, Daniel.
That was not the coal mine guy.
Who's not the coal mine?
Pierre is a good dude. Don't sweat what folks say. Someone always has to say something negative. Keep doing you, man. You have a good perspective on life. John and Skully, keep up the awesome podcast.
Did Pierre just make a bunch of fake... I bet he made a bunch
These
of
all
fake...
Pierre accounts.
Yeah,
Pierre has the flu because he was up late at night.
Yeah, because he was late up at night making all these fake accounts.
More war stories. Skully, awesome podcast. I listen to you guys to and from work. I got my Fupa fanny pack, and I love it for hunting. If I stand it in... If in stand, it's my mini chest rig. We just built a shitload of Fupas. The table was fucking covered in 10 different colors of Fupas.
They're building a lot of shit, man. They're pushing out a lot of product.
Thanks for reminding me about the Valentine's Day sale. Ordered that day bag you showed me. What I meant by saying make a Patreon or premium service is to cover the time you guys are closing. So Patreon is banning people left and right. Spirko put something up today about it. Spirko's left Patreon. A bunch of people are leaving Patreon. Patreon came out on a recorded. The CEO, the lady, came out and she's like, "This is not a free speech area." Like they're banning people that they don't want on there. They've banned a bunch of fucking people. So Patreon is no longer even a.
Your problem is most of your tech companies are very left. They're very left leaning. So even if the corporate model or the corporate plan is we're going to be all inclusive, freedom of speech, the people who are making decisions, they're going to make those decisions based off of their politics, how they lean. And so, I mean, that's the problem with these. That's the problem with these functionaries. We are getting to a point where we are going to have two separate societies with two separate pay systems, and some people. It's gonna be like the 1950s, man. Some of us aren't going to be allowed to use that drinking fountain. It's just the way it's going to be.
It's coming. It's just like a country club. Some of you don't fucking belong to it. That's how. There are different levels to this shit.
Well, I would say it's, the difference though is a country club you join. They are making these social experiments, i.e. Facebook or whatever, and it's almost you almost can't function without being in that sphere. Like
correct.
All the media that you use.
What I'm talking about is like fucking communities. It's like you said, Silicon Valley.
Yeah. Fucking
everything else up because of the property values and shit. You can't just go and hang out at Silicon Valley.
No.
Like, it's the gated communities. Thanks for reminding me about Valentine's. Pierre is not a bad guy. I never thought John would associate with assholes anyway, so I've got I know some assholes. Friends can be assholes with each other, but you know what I mean. What was that movie where the dudes, the old guys, they were picturing themselves as kids back in like the 40s and 50s. I can't remember what it was, and they're all like old now. They're like 70s and 80s.
Yeah, the gangsters, right?
Yeah, and they walk in. He's like, we can say whatever we want about us, but nobody fucking talks shit about fucking us.
Once Upon a Time in America. Is that it?
Maybe, I don't remember what it was. De Niro was in it, but
yeah, I think it is Once Upon a Time.
They're in a soda fountain, fucking dime store, and some dude was talking shit, and he's like, we can say whatever we want about that motherfucker, but those guys, they can't say shit about. That's Pierre. That's Pierre. We can say whatever the fuck we want about Pierre, but I'll knock your fucking teeth out for it. I know who you're talking about. He doesn't like Canik because it is from Turkey, and then he bought a thesis. He does have a good project running to give away guns, though. From what I understand, he gives away all the money he gets to charity to get a tax write-off. I also subbed to him for a year, but unsubbed about 2 months ago. He's talking about the cross-dresser. That's why, because in Turkey they don't allow cross-dressing.
Oh, okay. He's talking about him.
Can't be a cross-dresser. Mr. French is okay in my book. All I want for my birthday is a big booty white bitch and an NSW rig. I got some NSW rigs here.
How about a big booty bitch in an NSW rig?
Yeah.
That would be pretty hot.
I thought there was a bear in the bunker when the video first started. That bear's wearing people clothes. Jim Yeager has been in at least 3 or 4 videos. John, I was wrong. Pierre is a good addition. When I made the comment about the video being hard to watch, maybe that was me being distracted and not following the conversation. Pierre's a good dude. I would not, literally, I truly believe you're going to be the 5 fucking people you spend the most time with. And there's like 5 fucking people that you will ever see me not doing this, spending any of my free time with. There's like fucking 5 of them. And Pierre's at the top of the list. When I go to Nashville, like almost every weekend, I have dinner with Pierre or lunch with Pierre or something. And this guy, there's very few people. You'll see me communicate and interact, like maybe on videos or on social media, but I can't even think of anybody's fucking home I've been to in the last 5 years other than yours, Pierre's, Dana. You, Pierre, Dana. There's a few, James. There's a few dudes, but Pierre's on my top list, guys. You got to have the 1-quart canteen cup. Not only that, Pierre's been to Jeff's house.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
I took him. I snuck him in. He didn't even know. Jeff came to Thanksgiving dinner and sat down, and Pierre was at his table.
Pierre.
You got to have that 1-quart canteen cup and canteen stove to cook up them noodles with your Hexi tabs. Yep. I've never cooked over Hex tab.
That is the most...
Sterno, but not Hex tab.
For those of you who have not seen that, they have these little tablets that come in a foil pack that the military... I want to say they started issuing them out in the 60s. And like always, the military, as soon as they're
probably fully toxic.
Yeah, as soon as they got these things, they were like, "Oh, we need to make fucking 10 million of them." So even in the 90s, they were that you could every now and then you would get these things, and
sometimes they'd blow up.
Man, sometimes it'd be like CS gas. You'd be sitting there trying to heat up your cocoa or whatever, and it'd be burning your eyes and shit.
Or you're fucking sitting on a boulder and you got one burning under your poncho liner.
And the thing he's talking about, the little the stove and the canteen cup.
It's hexamine.
Great idea. Like, and when you're talking about a piece of equipment that the military designed perfectly, you got this fucking cup that fits on the bottom of the canteen. You got the stove that fits on the bottom of the cup. It's all one little package. It's awesome.
And then your water purification tabs on the front.
But man, if you ever had the opportunity to cook on that whole thing, that cup there just wasn't a little space. That cup teetering on there. Guaranteed every single time somebody would be fucking just yelling and screaming because it's warm enough, I'm ready to drink it, and that thing would just fall off of that thing.
And your hot cocoa would be fucking all over.
Yeah, your fucking cocoa would be all over and shit.
You'd have chocolate milk all over you.
It'd be crazy times, but good times. Good times. We almost died one time with those heaters. Oh man, good times.
All right, I guess we're done.
That's it? No more? All right.
That's it. You know, table's going to be full of fucking gear right now.
Well, that's why we got a new guy. I got dogs to feed.
What do you think of the new guy?
It's on point, I think. It's on point.
I wonder if he listens to these.
I doubt it.
You doubt it?
Yeah.
How did he get here then?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to think.
What made him come here? Because we mentioned it on a video.
What's his current living situation?
Living with Nick.
Oh, I forgot. He is living at Nick's.
Hold on. Did you see Nick's post?
No.
Looking for a snuggle buddy?
No, I didn't see that.
Looking for a snuggle buddy. Has to be after 8 p.m. only on Thursdays. Has to live within 100 miles and be in camp. Something like that. I'm like, this is a fucking singles ad. This is a singles ad. So like dudes are like, oh man, if I live closer, and other dudes are like, yeah, I can be there Thursday. And I'm like, this always ends in anal rape. This always ends in anal rape.
For whoever goes to Nick's house. Do you understand? I'm not saying that somebody's going to go.
And he's like,
for whoever goes to Nick's house.
He's like, my real fantasy. He didn't say fantasy. He's like, prefer that you're bigger and stronger than me. It's for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu shit. But why can't we just be, why does everything have to have some gay undertone? How about, hey, I need a sparring partner. We're going to play fight. Yeah. Why has it got to be like, I prefer lemon tonic butter, Jim. I'm going to Greco-Roman wrestle you.
We're going to get oiled up and wrestle. That's what Nick likes.
You could take the most straight shit and have Nick say it, and it comes, like, I would just hear it as gay. But when he says something that could be construed as gay, like, that's super gay.
If there's any weird stuff, if there's any weird sexual thing that you've heard your kids talk about, or something on the web that you're not sure what it is, just PM Nick. He knows all of it. Like he will take you down the furry.
I really think when you walk into your kid's room and they're in a chat room and you're like,
oh yeah,
who's this motherfucker on the other end? It's Nick.
It's Nick. It's Nick.
Nick's good, dude.
All right, I'm turning it off.
All right, turn it off.